You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14 right now at 7.
The city of Knoll. That's a great start on this Friday. The city of Knoll, or now as it's known, Noel, is continuing its Christmas tradition. Our very own Fernanda Silva will show us how card stamping got started, as well as why they choose to continue.
Also, Pittsburgh State and the Kansas Bureau of Investigation are partnering together to offer housing for the KBI as well as expand its educational services.
And you can't see it on radar, but we've got some drizzle out there across the area, and it's going to be chilly today. We'll have a look at that forecast, get you out the door, coming up.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. I'm Anthony Saviello.
I'm Chris Warner. Just after 7 a.m. now on this Friday morning. It is finally Friday in the 4 states. Absolutely. And it's December the 1st.
It is December the 1st, and I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it.
Okay. Sure. I don't know how you feel December the 1st, but it's going to feel a little December-y out there. It's going to be a little cold. Our set definitely you can't see this guy. Our set definitely feeling very December-ish.
Look at all these
We got our toy box. This thing is so
I might have to break one of these toys open.
Well, this is a Fuzzamallow. Well, I guess it's a little different. This is Lorelei.
It's a Squishmallow.
No, this says it's a Fuzzamallow. It's different, and it's super soft. I like this thing. Well,
you and your friend get to go in there.
I like these things. Yeah, but speaking of December and Christmas.
Yes, absolutely. Knoll, Missouri turns into Noel for the holiday season. For more than 90 years, the Christmas City's post office has received tens of thousands of Christmas cards. KOAM's Fernanda Silva has more.
I literally have adults come in here and say they've been doing it with their grandparents since they were little, and they're bringing in their small little kids and they're passing down the tradition. So to be a part of that, after 91 years, it's still going. I want to be here for 50 more years and watch it continue.
Every holiday season, Noel's post office clerk, Patricia Cogging, is joined by dozens of volunteers to help with the 4-state Christmas tradition. Their mission, to stamp all holiday mail with a special postmark. Last year, about 50,000 letters received the unique stamp, a way to show receivers they're getting mail from the Christmas city. The holiday tradition in Noel started in 1932. The city still is the only one in the United States that carries a name that means Christmas in French. Some letters that arrive in the post office to be stamped come from the countries that actually speak the language.
We've gotten from China, Japan, French, everywhere you can think of. Germany, everybody just sends them to us.
The post office found a creative strategy to keep track of where the cards are coming from.
We have these push pins of the continental United States, and then outside of that we'll put push pins with the name of the country or wherever they come from outside the United States, and that map's going to be filled up here by the end of December.
The tradition also brings tourists to Noel.
And there is so many people that will literally, instead of mail them, they want to come here. And I will go out there and take pictures of them in front of the windows so their family can have that. And then they pass it down to other people and put it on their Facebooks that they've been in the Christmas city. So, yeah, it's really, really a lot of fun.
Cogging also decided to incorporate her job into her Christmas traditions.
Just puts people in the spirit. I mean, that's what we need. We need people to get back in the spirit of Christmas.
A small town in Missouri helping people from all over the country and the world get back in the Christmas spirit. In Noel, Fernanda Silva, KOAM News.
If you're interested in supporting this 4-state tradition by volunteering, you can contact Noel's post office. You can also learn how to get your stamps from Noel at KOAMNewsNow.com.
Of course, as Fernanda mentioned, this has been going on for decades at this point, but it's just so clever. It's so wonderful that they do this.
It is a really fun tradition. Absolutely.
It certainly is, and it's going to feel very Noel-like today as we see temperatures begin to fall across the area. Let's take a look. This is outside. This is our camera on the Cornell Complex, downtown Joplin, and you can see it is cloudy, it is breezy, it is drizzly out there as well. So not a very pleasant start to December whatsoever. We all have hit our highs And some of us are already starting to see temperatures fall. Now, again, the good news is they won't plummet, but it is going to get chilly. MoDOT camera 32nd and range line. So got some wet roadways out there, cloudy for sure. We're now down to 47 in Joplin, down to 42 in Pittsburgh with those cloudy, drizzly, just blessed skies. And as we go through, I'm going to the wrong side here. We go through the rest of the day. Temperatures again, they don't plummet, but they will gradually fall back to the low 40s, upper 30s today. Cloudy, maybe an isolated shower here or there, and some light drizzle. We'll talk more about that full forecast, how the weekend is looking, and how the first full week of December looks here in a few more minutes. Anthony?
Awesome. Thanks, Chris. Joplin police arrested 2 people yesterday suspected of assaulting and robbing a 17-year-old. A company that had faced criticism for its waste disposal practices in Missouri will have to make some changes. And the Denali company came under scrutiny in connection with its disposal of bribe products from food facilities from citizens claimed. Some citizens claimed the company over-applied wastewater at a property in McDonald County, creating a health hazard. After an investigation, the Department of Natural Resources says Denali must cease all land application in Missouri until the company gets authorization, and it must empty its storage bins. Violations could result in a $10,000 per day per violation fine. In a statement last night, Denali said many farmers and companies rely on Denali's fertilizer and says, quote, "Without the ability for Denali to operate, these Missouri companies will face extremely challenging and costly decisions. We believe this abrupt action by the Missouri DNR puts the state's food industry at risk." The company adds, quote, "Denali has a long track record of responsibly handling the residuals that result from water treatment at food manufacturing facilities, recycling these residuals as valuable fertilizers, and protecting clean water in Missouri." Pitt State will partner with the Kansas Bureau of Investigation to create a state-of-the-art regional crime center and laboratory. In making the announcement yesterday, PSU said the facility will serve law enforcement and at the same time provide educational opportunities. The university says it'll expand its education offerings in the criminal justice field with the expected goal of doubling the number of graduates. The new facility is still in the planning and funding stages, but it's targeted for the Pittsburgh Research Park just off South Rouse Avenue. The estimated cost is $40 million, which would be provided from a mix of state and federal funds. The university says the facility would offer space for the KBI and Kansas Highway Patrol, the FBI, the Pittsburgh Police Department, the Office of Kansas Attorney General, the United States Marshal Service, and the Pitt State Police Department. It'll have a center for handling evidence, a drug chemistry section, an indoor shooting range, and child victims unit. The university says it'll also have a state-of-the-art training room, classroom space, a crime scene simulation for students, and a secure space for classified or law enforcement sensitive matters. The timeline calls for groundbreaking in January of 2025 and completion of July 2026. Up next, vet clinics in Philadelphia are on alert as a mysterious respiratory illness is affecting dogs. And later, December is here, and one thing that you may not be thinking about is updating your calendar. But we will have a calendar that may have you howling with laughter. You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14.
The year-end clearance sale at Johnson Flooring. That's savings for you.
It's BOGO, that's half off. Any hardwood, tile, or luxury vinyl floor.
Plus, free labor and free pad on every carpet. Now at Johnson Flooring Home.
In Health Watch this morning, are you still eating leftover turkey from Thanksgiving? If you are, you need to stop. According to the U.S. Department of Agriculture, refrigerated leftovers can safely be eaten within 4 days. That means Monday was the last day you could safely eat the food. But if you froze your leftovers, then you're good. The USDA says frozen food stays safe indefinitely. However, the agency also says they will be best quality from 2 to 6 months. Most of us know we should eat more vegetables, fruits, and whole grains. A new study highlights that with identical twins. The researchers at Stanford examined 22 sets of twins eating healthy food for 8 weeks. They assigned one group a vegan diet and the other food with the other with food with animal products. Both groups saw improved health outcomes, with the vegans faring a little bit better. Experts say the study doesn't mean people need to eliminate animal products, but it does reinforce the health benefits of fruits, vegetables, and whole grains. A mysterious respiratory illness affecting dogs has vets in Philadelphia on alert as cases begin to appear in Pennsylvania. Reporter Nikki Dimitri breaks down what dog owners need to know.
According to the Pennsylvania Department of Agriculture, the state is now on a growing list of places reporting cases of what they're calling an atypical respiratory illness with no known cause found in canines. We spoke with dog owners who some are concerned, others are taking a wait-and-see approach.
I'm keeping him out of the dog park for a while until it blows over.
Marcelo Sanchez is keeping his 10-month-old Malinois Tyson away from other dogs after learning of the respiratory illness. His advice to others is heartfelt.
I would just tell people to be careful and limit their dog's exposure with other dogs, strange dogs.
She's a lab husky. She's got a lot of energy, likes to run. Isn't great at playing catch, and loves giving kisses.
And that's why dog mom Sally Bolden is keeping a closer eye on Frankie while the respiratory illness is going around. She's hoping others with sick dogs keep them home.
In the city, it's a lot more difficult as other people, are around all the time. You're kind of just hoping that everyone else has the same mindset.
I can just take my slide and just blot it.
According to the state's Department of Agriculture, diagnostic testing in the state is being provided through 3 labs, including here at Penn Vet.
We're not sure if it's truly a mystery illness. Nothing so far has cultured anything specifically, so we're just going with the same canine infectious respiratory disease complex that we're used to seeing.
Downstairs, we spoke with Dr. Deborah Mandel with the emergency department. So far, she says they haven't seen a respiratory illness come through its doors with no known cause. Still, experts are encouraging dog owners to take precautions, including avoiding large gatherings, other sick dogs, and using public water bowls.
Many institutions are doing studies to try to make sure that it's nothing we have to be more concerned about.
If your dog exhibits any of these symptoms, it's best to have them see a vet.
And it's chilly outside. We've got drizzle out there as well, and it is going to continue to be chilly through the day. We'll take another full look at your forecast right after this.
Probably more important than ever to consult with an attorney.
Approved credit, buy with no money down and 0 interest for up to 1 full year.
So what are you waiting for?
Hurry on into Wayside Furniture, North Main and Fountain Road, Joplin.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News on this Friday morning, 7:17 now. And take a look. This is our camera on the Cornell Complex, downtown Joplin. That drizzle is coming down pretty good, and it is leading to some reduced visibilities. Joplin right now just under 3 miles, just over 3 in Carthage, and just under 5 in Pittsburgh, and at 4 in Fort Scott. So that drizzle, we're leading, again, some reduced visibilities out there, so watch out for that. MoDOT camera 32nd in range line, cloudy, wet roads, thanks to that drizzle. Of course, the drizzle does not show up on radar at all. KDOT camera just south of Pittsburgh, wet, cloudy, hazy with that drizzle out there. And from our camera 7th and range line, you can see what we're talking about with those reduced visibilities. In fact, the visibilities are so reduced, the white box has gone missing. Joplin Airport officially reporting some light rain out there. Sitting at 47, feels like 41 with a west-northwest breeze at 15 miles an hour. We're getting on the backside of this for everybody now. That low pressure brought us the rain up to our north and east, and you can see the winds shifting direction out of the north and the west, swirling around here. So we got 37 Iola Yates Center, 40 Chanute, 41 Neodesha Parsons Fort Scott, 42 Pittsburgh, 46 Miami. Out ahead of this change, though, still a little warmer, 48 Carthage, Neosho, Cassville, 50 down in Bentonville. But our highs, we all hit the low 50s. Some of us, Yates Center, for example, hit our highs at about 2 o'clock in the morning, and it's going to be chilly for the rest of this day. Cloudy, drizzle through the morning, temperatures falling, not increasing. Low to mid-40s by late morning are, again, highs technically in the 50s. Some of us still there, but not for long. Temperatures will gradually fall through the low 40s throughout the afternoon, so at least they're not plummeting, but it is going to be chilly out there. Winds gusting occasionally out of the west, upwards of 20 miles an hour. Cloudy, drizzly. We go mostly cloudy later in the evening, so some partial clearing. And again, because our temperatures aren't plummeting, which is great, we don't fall back too bad. Yeah, it's cold, but that's about where we should be, back into the low to mid 30s for our overnight lows. We're a little warmer on our Saturday, still cloudy though. Maybe some peaks of sunshine and a few random showers, upper 50s, mid 50s Sunday, but a little more sunshine. More sunshine as we head into the first full week of December. We start off all right, mid 50s, get a little cool down Tuesday night into Wednesday, back into the 20s, so below normal lows and below normal highs in the upper 40s. And then we turn around by Thursday, warming back up in the low 60s, so well above normal Thursday and Friday. Another system comes in, some showers for us Friday and Saturday, and that'll cool us back down a little bit, back below normal again into the low 40s by next Sunday. So some periods of much needed rainfall. Decent temperatures out there, not too bad out there for us, but just today, boy, just a dreary, drizzly, blah kind of day. That's a quick check of your forecast. We will be back with more after this, including more on the ceasefire between Israel and Hamas, and that has ended. We'll see what that means for the Middle East.
It's the final days of Black Friday at Ashley. Hurry in because everything is on sale and it's your last chance to get on top mattress brands. Plus, it's your last chance to get a free adjustable base with any qualifying mattress purchase of $9.99 or more. Black Friday ends soon at Ashley.
Well, the TSA's cutest bomb-sniffing dogs get a calendar, and local snowplows, those things need names.
Coming up in today's Take a Look at This.
The contraband detecting dogs of the TSA are always on the job, so if you ever get a chance to meet one up close, chances are it could be bad news. But thankfully, the TSA has just dropped a way to say hey to their array of K9s. It's the 2024 Dogs of the TSA calendar, an annual showcase of the cutest and hardest working pooches from the front lines, and sometimes long lines, of air travel. Adorning the cover is the winner of the agency's 2023 Cutest Canine contest, Dina, who clearly knows how to work those big puppy eyes for the camera. The full calendar is available online, featuring factoids and resumes of 11 more dutiful and sometimes double-named dogs like Archie Arse, Gina Gina, Luba Lugo, and Joker Jordan. What's in a name? While you ponder that Shakespearean-worthy question, say hello to Steve. Yes, this atmospheric phenomenon that looks similar to the Northern Lights, but is not just quite, was named Steve by a group of stargazers that discovered it. The name was meant to be temporary, but stuck, even after the rare phenomenon was studied further. Later on, an acronym was even developed to justify the goofy moniker, Strong Thermal Emission Velocity Enhancement, which means, I don't know. Sure is pretty, though. Finally, speaking of names, winter's here and chances are your local authorities are looking for names for their snowplows. Oh, it's a thing, all right. In places like Ohio, Michigan, South Dakota, and the like, online voting is currently underway to crown these road-clearing rides with quirky names like Snow Problemo, Control Salt Delete, Frost and Powers, and my personal favorite, the Big Leplowski.
I like the Big Leplowski. I like that one.
Those are good. Okay. So our local agencies, MoDOT, KDOT, ODOT, cities of Joplin, Pittsburgh, anyone with snowplows, you guys should probably look into a contest. Maybe we can get the residents involved to name the local snowplows.
And that doggy calendar looks great too. I
Yeah.
might have to get that as well.
Some very cute TSA sniffing dogs.
Absolutely. Coming up, families who lost loved ones in the Oklahoma City bombing were able to reconnect recently with wreaths to honor those who were lost.
And again, look at that out there. It is just a blah kind of Friday. But, it is the first day of December. We're going to talk about the chilly temperatures today and take a look at that forecast. Get you out the door coming up.
Vacation, and what I really want for Christmas is, not this. It's a Christmas miracle to have fun here. Let's go somewhere that really puts the joy in joyful, with a gingerbread village and a magical train ride. This year, we'll ditch the pull-out sofa and spend Christmas in Branson.
You're watching the 4 states' most watched news.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. It's currently 7:28. The city of Pittsburgh hosted an open house yesterday for residents to learn more about a new proposed floodplain map. The Kansas Department of Agriculture and FEMA are working with the city to gather public input on the project. The changes are important because they impact flood insurance rates for homeowners.
It's a national flood insurance program, and so we operate off of grants from FEMA to do the mapping project. This is a countywide update for Crawford County, and the maps are updated per county. And so we have a number, also on our website you could find where we have other mapping projects as well. But it is a national program, and so it's funded through grants, and we manage that.
That meeting took place at Fire Station Number 1 on 4th Street. The Timken plant in Fort Scott, Kansas plans to shut down operations by 2025. According to a news release, the plant wants to gradually wind down operations and plans to notify all employees 60 days in advance of their last day. Timken says the decision is based on streamlining the business and restructuring based on global competition. About 155 employees work at Timken's Fort Scott facility. The holidays can be a time for people to look for a secondary form of income or start a new job. According to Southeast Kansas Works, around this time of year, many people may be looking for additional forms of income. However, people are more likely to just change jobs completely, and there are still more job openings than job seekers.
Oftentimes, job seekers are coming in to see if they can find that better job, so they're career changers looking for something new, but they're also looking for something that maybe is part-time, something that they can dig into that meets their other scheduling needs. And so it's just a very different time, and so you see these higher wage jobs, but it's actually not enough. People still need a secondary job to make it.
For employment services, you can contact Kansas Works over the phone or through their website. All services are free of charge. Fort Scott, Kansas kicks off a weekend's worth of Christmas cheer tonight. The Christmas on the Brick celebration opened earlier with a parade and continues until Sunday. The city is offering so many events, including candlelit tours of historic Fort Scott, a Christmas tree decorating contest, carriage rides, fire pit with s'mores, and a lot more. Head over to our website, koamnewsnow.com, for a full list of events. 168 holiday wreaths now honor the victims of the Oklahoma City bombing. The event gave families who lost loved ones the opportunity to connect with one another. Shelby Montgomery reports.
One by one, families and loved ones of those who survived and those who were killed that day are putting up 168 wreaths here at the National Memorial. I spoke to two strangers who have now become friends.
And how'd you get here?
Two strangers.
I'm a survivor.
Two stories.
Yeah, my wife is, and I'm on the board.
Two different perspectives.
Okay. Yeah, she was on the 4th floor. Where were you?
First floor.
First
Social
floor.
Security.
Okay.
Nearly 28 years after the bombing, Pat Hall and Janet Beck swapped memories from a day they will never forget.
My wife got buried a little bit, and a retired Oklahoma City homicide detective was one of her investigators.
Oh.
And pulled her out.
Two strangers partnered up.
What a team. Hey. We're done.
One down.
Taking a moment to pay respect to the ones who didn't make it out.
I think people that, the survivor, the family member, we can tell you everything about that morning. We can tell you what it was. I can tell you what it was like when I finally found out my wife was alive. It was just.
But the time between.
It was the time between.
And the time between then and now.
That's pretty good.
Has turned these two into friends.
Janet's doing all the work. I'm a holder.
A shared moment from the past, creating a joyful moment in the present.
This is a real common bond.
Well, we've got ourselves a cloudy, dreary, drizzly day out there. Skywatch Storm Tracker showing the clouds, but again, the drizzle just does not show up on here at all. The heavier rain is already beginning to dissipate with this low pressure system as it continues to track off to the northeast, but it did bring us some rain, some much needed rain around the area. The fog tracker is about the only way to tell exactly where some of this heavier drizzle is. You can see Joplin at 2.1 visibility, Pittsburgh under 5, Fort Scott at 3.5, so the drizzle definitely impacting some of our highways. 69, I-49, parts of I-44, US 400, 160. And this is a look from the KDOT camera, the MoDOT camera, 32nd and range line. That drizzle and that fog thickening up a bit. Temperatures, we hit our highs earlier. They're going to fall slowly through the day, through the low 40s, eventually to the upper 30s this evening. Cloudy and drizzly out there. We'll have another full look at your forecast here in just a couple of minutes. Anthony?
Awesome. Thanks, Chris. To the dismay of negotiators from the United States, Egypt, and Qatar, the temporary ceasefire in the Israel-Hamas war ended today without being renewed for another day. The fighting has already resumed, with strikes taking place minutes after the truce expired. Fox News correspondent Jackie Benes has the latest on the resuming war operations.
Huge clouds of black smoke once again appearing over the Gaza Strip Friday morning as the temporary ceasefire in the Israel-Hamas war officially expired.
The IDF is ready for the continuation of the war.
Israeli forces resuming their strikes on Hamas targets in northern and southern Gaza after pausing the fighting for 7 days. The IDF is accusing Hamas of firing rockets towards Israel from Gaza, violating the terms of the ceasefire. Ambulance sirens ringing out as those injured by the latest Israeli blasts are brought to the hospital.
I swore to eliminate Hamas. Nothing will stop us.
The ceasefire started November 24th and was set to last at least 4 days. In the deal brokered by the U.S., Egypt, and Qatar, Hamas agreed to release at least 50 Israelis they took hostage during their deadly incursion on October 7th. Israel promised to free at least 150 Palestinians it was holding in prison and allow more aid to enter Gaza. Israeli officials said they would extend their truce by an extra day for every 10 additional hostages released after the initial 50. Hamas agreed, and the pause to the fighting was extended for 3 more days. During the week-long truce, Hamas freed more than 100 hostages, mostly Israelis. Israel released more than 200 Palestinians. IDF officials say more than 100 hostages are still being held. If another ceasefire is to take place, Hamas is expected to increase their demands if they are to free more people. Jackie Ibanez, Fox News.
The White House says it continues supporting Israel's right to self-defense, but maintains IDF troops must do more to prevent killing innocent people in Gaza as they vow to wipe out Hamas. That's a look at our top stories. Coming up this half hour of the KOAM Morning News, it's Friday, and that means Shannon Becker will be with us to share his big 3 stories of the week. You're watching KOAM on Fox 14.
And we're going to take another look at that drizzly, just bleh kind of Friday forecast out there. And we'll look ahead to the weekend and the first full week of December when we come back.
Cut the calories and shop the extended Black Friday Super Sale at Furniture Row. Find huge savings store-wide. And the more you buy, the more you huge savings store-wide. And the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend, plus 4 years, no interest. Hurry, the extended Black Friday Super Sale at Furniture Row ends soon.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. It is now 7:38 on this foggy, dreary, drizzly Friday, December the 1st. So this is a live look at the MoDOT camera, 32nd and range line. Now this isn't just a sudden area of thick fog. This is a drizzle collection on that camera. But you can see, even from the KDOT camera on 69 just south of Pittsburgh, just how it just is blah outside. And look at our camera at 7th and range line out there. Foggy, drizzly, wet, not pleasant at all. Cloudy Drizzly, 45 in Joplin. Northwest breeze at 10, making it feel like 40. We all hit our highs this morning. We're starting to see that cool down. As you can see, the low pressure on the backside, wind shifting out of the north and the west. So Anderson, Bentonville, Cassville, Neosho, Monette, even Carthage, Stockton, still a little warmer. But you're going to get in on the colder air. So we all hit our highs early this morning, and it's going to be downhill from here. 42 Pittsburgh, 41 Parsons, Fort Scott, 39 Neodesha, 37 Iola Yates Center. We're going to have the drizzle. We're going to have the clouds to go through the morning hours, and our temperatures falling. The good news is they're not tumbling. They're not plummeting, but falling gradually into the low to mid 40s by late morning. Cloudy, drizzly, maybe some isolated showers today. Again, technically, highs in the low 50s early this morning. And we'll continue to fall through the low 40s as we head into the afternoon hours. And as we head into the evening, again, it's a slow drop, but eventually back into the mid-upper 30s. Overnight lows, they're cold, but where they should be, right around the mid-30s with those mostly cloudy skies. Then we head into the weekend and the first full week of December, because it's December the 1st already, because November just went away suddenly. We're in the upper 50s tomorrow, pushing near 60, but we're mostly cloudy. Could see a few isolated showers out there. Sunday, partly cloudy skies, a little bit warmer, mid-50, or well, not bad. Cooler than Saturday, warmer than today, mid-50s. Mid-50s Monday, Tuesday, sunny skies. Get a little bit of a cold blast Tuesday night into Wednesday, so back down below normal into the upper 20s, upper 40s on Tuesday or Wednesday. Then look at what Thursday and Friday, we go well above normal into the low 60s out there. Then we see some rain chances Friday into Saturday next week, and that kicks our temperatures back down below normal. We fall back into the low 40s by next Sunday, so we got a little bit of a roller coaster ride on the temperatures, but not too extreme. Otherwise, not bad. We need that rain next week. We need the rain we're getting now and even into Saturday, and outside of that, a nice start to next week. Unfortunately, the sunniest skies are going to be during the work week, so again, if you're feeling ill next week, I don't think anybody would blame you. That's a quick check of your forecast. We've got more of the KOAM Morning News right after this.
It's the year-end clearance sale at Johnson Flooring. That's right, we're overstocked, which means huge savings for you.
It's hardwood, tile, or luxury vinyl floor.
Plus, free labor and free pad on every carpet. Now at Johnson Flooring Home.
Welcome back. We've got Shannon Becker in the house with us with his big three stories of the week. Good morning to you, Shannon.
Hello, sir. Big three. Now let's talk about it.
All right.
Number 3 this week, KOAM News Now. It was a tractor trailer hauling 65 head of cattle overturned on the new 166 near 5 Mile Road. It's a 90-degree turn there temporarily as they're finishing up that 4-lane divided highway. Driver was not injured, and something I've never seen on something like this. It takes about 6 hours for them to clean it up the other night. Not one cow died, which is pretty incredible. I mean, I was really, really shocked. None of them escaped either. You've got a smile from this one. Isn't that nice?
Smile, and they're just loving the camera.
I'm hungry. Don't eat me. Well, I don't know if
They've been through a lot. I don't know.
I'm not going to tell you where they went after that. Anyway, number 2 story. Hey, we've got to be realistic, right? All right. Central Park in Carthage lit the lights.
Look at that.
That's
it's
right.
Beautiful.
Cattle. I can't get it out of my mind. Horse carriage rides at Central Park. The sparkle of the park from Carthage Water and Electric. It's their 3rd year they've done this, and it is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
The lights are there. It's a great place for pictures, so enjoy it. It's through New Year's Day.
I love that tree. Look at that tree.
Oh, there's plenty of them out there. There's only one of them. I think there's like 10. Our number 1 story of the week, it was breaking news, and our tipsters told us all about it. 15th in Cleveland, Joplin Police SWAT, the Armored Humvee, and the MRAP, which is a mine-resistant huge machine there that protects our police officers as they get closer to something is really what it is. And they didn't even have to use any of that equipment. They just did a contain and call out on a bullhorn, and the occupants came out. Possible federal charges. 2 men and 2 women were arrested there.
If I saw that thing in front of my house, I would. I would come out.
I've seen it break down before, though.
Okay.
Anyway, another story, another day. With the cow or something. I don't know. And then our bonus story of the week. Well, this was the Santa train, which oddly just drove through in the last hour again. Just not stopping, though. The Canadian Pacific Christmas holiday train drove through and stopped in Pittsburgh on Tuesday, and then also in Joplin at the old Union Depot. It's kind of cool to see it coming in.
Awesome.
It was a really big crowd, like 600 people showed up. And it would have been nicer if it would have been at night, but hey,
Sure.
you know, you take what you can get, right?
Yeah.
And they were really, really glad to see us. And we were glad to see them. They gave over $4,000 to the Salvation Army of Jasper and Newton County. It's going to the food pantries to help fill them up. And then later in the day, we caught it in McDonald County going over the Elk River. And
That's
that's
such a
cool.
good shot. I
yeah.
love that.
Oh, thanks.
Train enthusiasts everywhere are freaking out. right
Maybe.
now.
I don't know. That's your big three. KOAM News Now. You can always check us out on the web on our news, KOAM News Now,
Awesome.
on our website.
Yeah, I love those. I love the train. I wish I would have gotten to see the train.
I have a friend who's an engineer,
Uh-huh.
so I got all these questions all the time, so it's kind of cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Holiday spirit, some craziness in Joplin too. You know, it's
that's
typical
the way it
week.
goes.
Yeah,
It's all right. It's all right.
Absolutely. Thank you, Shannon, very much. We'll be right back after this.
It's been a while. Go ahead and smile.
Doug's complete winter weather forecast this Wednesday during KOAM News at 6 and 9. And be prepared.
A Christmas caper is going down in Lexington, Kentucky. A man is looking for the person who may or may not have shot his inflatable St. Nick.
But it's also possible that Santa popped himself. Here's CNN's Jeannie Moose with this holiday whodunit.
Santa is known for using a sleigh. Oh! But could this have been an attempt to slay Santa? Instead of singing about him,
Santa Claus is coming.
did someone try to zing him? Donald Nelson heard a noise outside his Lexington, Kentucky home the other night.
Kind of like a small bang or whatever.
Nelson checked his surveillance video, which showed a car going by, a popping sound, and then Santa deflating. Was this a drive-by shooting, similar to when Frosty the Snowman was attacked by a masked man who jumped out of a pickup and slashed Frosty back in 2016 in St. Louis?
It's just mean-spirited. I mean, it's silly vandalism.
But to try to take out Santa seems even worse.
Santa! Oh my God!
No wonder Santa's owner was mad.
Discharging a firearm at someone's home.
But there's a plot twist. Lexington police tell CNN all possibilities are being looked into, even possibly overinflation, meaning Santa may have popped himself. Whatever happened left Santa with an 18-inch hole that neighbors offered to help sew up. Next thing you know, Santa will be arming himself. For $93, you can get a 6-foot Santa dressed in camo with a sack of presents in one hand and a gun in the other. Looking ready to hunt reindeer rather than drive them. Jeannie Moose, CNN, New York.
I think that hunting Santa fits the atmosphere of our area, I would say. I think, I would have that in my lawn, I think. I would love to have that in my lawn.
I saw Mommy shooting Santa Claus. That's where we're at.
Yeah.
Oh, Santa. Well, and I know what the police said. It's possible he was overinflated, but those things inflate themselves, for starters. Second, that car, that's just really suspicious timing.
Absolutely.
For that car. And maybe they just threw a very large, they would have found the rock. I don't know.
So.
It's a little weird whatever happened to Santa. And it's looking a little dreary outside. We've got some drizzle out there, gusty winds, cloudy skies, chilly temperatures. It's our camera on the Cornell complex. This is MoDOT camera 32nd and range line. Enough drizzle on there that it's kind of obscured the far side of this camera's view. Quick look at temperatures outside. 45 in Joplin, 42 in Pittsburgh. We all started with highs in the low 50s. Temperatures continue to fall gradually through the day into the low 40s and upper 30s. Cloudy, drizzly, breezy. We'll have a westerly breeze gusting to about 20 miles an hour. It's an unpleasant day to say the least, but it could be a lot worse out there if the temperatures were plummeting, for example. Flash freezing from last night's rain would be a concern, but thankfully that's not the case. We are looking forward to some additional rain chances this weekend and some warmer weather. We'll have another look at your forecast and the news you need to know right after this.
Give me that.
Why do you always get to talk first?
Including the Presidential Unit Citation and Meritorious Unit Commendation. We are proud to salute Claire Moore, a four-state hero.
Here's a look at today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door. Police say early this morning, 2 suspects hit a teen in the head multiple times with a handgun before stealing his phone, wallet, and shoes. They say as the victim was running away, the suspects fired a shot from their vehicle, but no one was hit. Police stopped the vehicle near 7th Street in the Tri-State Road and arrested 2 men. Formal charges are pending. With no last-minute intervention by the governor, Oklahoma executed Philip Hancock yesterday for a 2001 double murder. The Oklahoma Pardon and Parole Board voted 3-2 this month to recommend clemency. Ultimately, the final decision rested with the state's Republican governor, Kevin Stitt. Hancock's attorneys and advocates argued he killed Robert Jett and James Lynch in self-defense. They allege the 2 victims were known outlaws who attacked an unarmed Hancock and tried to force him into a cage at Jett's home in Oklahoma City. During a physical altercation, they say Hancock got control of Jett's gun and fatally shot the 2 men. Hancock was pronounced dead at 11:29 yesterday morning. The Timken plant in Fort Scott, Kansas plans to shut down operations by 2025. According to a news release, the plant wants to gradually wind down operations and plans to notify all employees 60 days in advance of their last day. Timken says the decision is based on streamlining the business and restructuring based on global competition. About 155 employees work at Timken's Fort Scott facility.
And we've got ourselves a chilly day out there. We all hit highs in the low 50s early this morning. Temperatures falling through the day, back through the low 40s as we head through the afternoon hours. Cloudy, breezy, winds out of the west gusting to 20 and some drizzle, maybe an isolated shower or 2. Skies clear partially overnight. We'll go mostly cloudy through the late evening and overnight. Temperatures don't fall significantly, though. They're back to about normal into the mid-30s. And as we look ahead, we're in the upper 50s tomorrow. Still mostly cloudy, though, with some isolated showers out there. Not a bad Sunday. Nice start to next week as well, as we're in the mid-50s. A little cooler Wednesday. Low 60s Thursday and Friday, with more rain chances by next Friday and Saturday.
Right on. A young whale puts on a show in downtown Seattle Thursday.
The humpback was seen breaching several times off the waters of the Washington State city. Recently, a number of humpback whales were spotted swimming around Elliott Bay. Humpback whales are often sighted off waters of Seattle as they migrate.
Some are scratching their heads, however, as to why the whales have visited for so many days in a row.
Well, you see, Star Trek IV, the 4th movie,
they
saved some
I know where you're
humpback
going
whales,
with
so
this.
they're waiting to be saved, I think.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much for letting us put the good in your morning. We'll be back with more news and weather today at noon.
Have a great morning and an even better day.